Says we are live, bro.
What's up?
We are pumped. So we're going to do a surprise live for everybody who's out there. We're talking about the Thunder locking up the play-in because the Mavs choked their way out of the playoffs. So,
Are we allowed to say choked, or are we allowed to say they completely tanked here? Because I
mean,
like
we can say tanked, bro. That's fine. But in the end, they made the trade for Kyrie, not to tank. So they made the trade for Kyrie. They wanted to compete. They were unable to compete. And so, boom, we get it. What's up, Moani? Glad you're joining us, bro.
It feels like, to me,
Nick,
I wanted this team to win into it, right? Because I'm all about that win, but this was huge. I mean, the fact is that we didn't have to do anything, and now we get a rest. A lot of these guys just before the play-in. I don't know if the play-in game is set right now, but I'm excited to watch the last couple of days of the season now.
I mean, we did win our way into it, even though the Mavs lost. There was this vibe to me that it came down to the fact that we beat the Jazz, and the Mavs knew they were against
What's up, Nick? What's up, Caitlin?
A tough spot. Exactly,
James.
bro. I'm so glad everybody's joining us. Dude, we're just pumped up. And you were gone all day. I slept in, so our time never overlapped. We were together, and all day we've been celebrating. Unfortunately, soberly, but we've been celebrating.
No, I haven't been sober. My wife and I have been drinking
for the Thunder.
Yeah,
for the Thunder.
Hell yeah,
dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Why not, man? This is huge.
Go ahead. You were already mentioning that we're going to be resting some players coming up.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys because that is a good information right there. I took a picture of it. All right, so we have Lou Dort out, Josh Giddey out, Shea's going to be out, Poku is game time decision, J-Dub out, Jalen Williams out, J-Will out. So we've got pretty much our entire starting core is going to be sitting tomorrow night.
You guys tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like it's going to be the Timberwolves, but the Pelicans could theoretically fall out of where they're at.
Well, so check this out. The Pelicans actually play the Timberwolves, and that's what's going to be the deciding game. So, and man, I don't know, dude. I don't know where it's going to be, but if I was the Timberwolves right now, I mean, it is what it is, but Lakers look pretty good right now.
Yeah, dude. Well, the Lakers are clicking, but I think if I'm any team, I don't want to be playing the Thunder. I think the Pelicans with Trey, what's his name? Trey Murphy. He's been balling right now, dude. Yeah. And so you got to give him a lot of props. So they look dangerous too. Some of these play-in teams aren't chumps. And if, like you said it before, we've said it plenty of times, we wouldn't want to play the Thunder. You know what I mean?
No. I mean, we're a team clicking right now, not a team that's dying off, And that's the key, is that when you see a team that's not necessarily winning games, but that everything is clicking, like they're playing with the best of the best. And that's what the Thunder are doing. They're playing with the best of the best. And that's scary for a team that's in the 8th or 9th or, 7th seed in the West. And fortunately for the Thunder, we're not going to have to play the Lakers unless the Lakers lose. And then we win. And then we have an opportunity to knock out the Lakers, which would be, incredible. But the whole point of everything that's happening, I get excited because, we said in the beginning of the season, the goal was, 40-plus wins and somehow get playoff experience. We didn't know if 40 wins was going to be enough to make it to the playoffs. I mean, we didn't. It's hard to know every year how many wins are going to make to get the playoffs. But I had faith in this team. And all of you guys that are listening to this podcast and that continue to stay with us through the years, you guys know what we're talking about. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for, understanding that the rebuild's over now. And now we go into just balling out.
Dude, you said it the best right there, bro. The rebuild is over now. Now it's time to ball. And, yeah, we've got a long way to go to where we want to get to. We want to make it to the conference finals. We want to make it to the finals. We want to win a championship. But this is a major step. And we say all the time, bro, that when we look back, we're going to appreciate this year because we see Shea coming into his own, Josh Giddey stepping up. We learned about J-Dub. And ultimately, we are the youngest core in NBA history. And because of that, this is such a massive step for us. You can't be the youngest core in NBA history and make it to the playoffs at the same time, can you? Well, here we are, and we're doing that.
Well, that's what everybody said. Everybody looked at our age and said, no, this team has another year or two before the rebuild's over, or the tank job, or whatever they want to say. But we looked at this team and we saw how quickly they were maturing. Like, we have a lot of guys on here that have been watching hoops since the 80s and 70s even some of the guys before that, Chuck, that have let us know that they've been watching hoops for, as long as they've been wearing diapers. So, like, understanding that and realizing that, and seeing how people are realizing that this team is much more. It's not like we are just standing up here now and saying, Sam Presti said that he was going to build an extraordinary team, and he was going to have a masterpiece, and this is the beginning of the masterpiece, so just enjoy it. Like, a masterpiece isn't painted overnight, and like all the things that we would say leading up to this moment. And I finally feel like this is like that just unbelievable feeling of recognizing that Sam Presti and that Coach D and the coaching staff, like, this is them. Like, we can say it's the players, we can say it's this or that, but without the coaching systems, without Sam Presti getting the right players for Coach D, we wouldn't be sitting here and having this opportunity to do so. So, to me, we need to give a standing ovation to the coaching staff and to Sam Presti, because they're the ones that have made this miracle go around.
I'm so glad you said that, because like James is saying, we're way ahead of schedule. And ultimately, though, like, Dave, like, this coaching staff, specifically Coach Daignault, is a target for a lot of people, and they like to tear down the coaching staff. They don't understand the lineups. They don't understand the rotations. They hate the way he changes the lineup coming out of halftime. They don't like the way that he puts in random G League players sometimes, and they blame him for losses, and they don't give him credit for wins. But I like what you're saying, because that's a lot more in line with what's important, which is that we recognize that winning and losing is an accumulation of a lot of different things. So we're looking at these small things, and we've talked about doing this additional podcast where we focus on the defense and we focus on the offense and kind of explain why this is different than previous versions of the Thunder. But either way, it is different. And the reason it's different is Coach Daignault.
Yeah, when you have a coach that really interlocks himself with the players, and a coach that believes in the players. How many times have we seen one of the players get incredibly intense about the wrong call, and Coach D doesn't even look towards his bench before he challenges? Like, it's because he needs these players to understand that he believes in them. And as a very small coach in the aspect of the age group that I was able to build myself up to, you look for those. You see for those moments in time that you're like, okay, these guys will work for me. So you say, work harder, and then they work harder, right? And then on the flip side is that you have kids that don't listen to you and that disrespect you, and you're like, work harder, and they just back it up, and we saw that through the progression of the Oklahoma City Thunder coaching systems. The first coach that we had when we came to Oklahoma City, he coached like 6, 8, 10, 12 games, something like that, before it was handed to Scotty Brooks. Right. Yeah, so it was a very small amount of time, because he would say work harder and everybody would just go slower. And that's what, recognizing how much the coaching systems and the coaching and the assistant coaches and the belief systems and all this other stuff are just all there together, man. And when Sam Presti gets up there and says, we all, bleed blue, the Thunder blue, like, I believe it, because it takes somebody to truly buy into something in order to see the best in them. And you see the Shea, you see Dort, you see, J-Dub that completely is bought in, Jay Will, like all these guys, and Josh Giddey, all these guys are just unbelievable right now. They've all bought into the system, and they're all into it. And the thing is that people can say, oh, it's Josh Giddey that's spectacular, or it's J-Dub, or it's this person or that person. And it is. But the reality is that if they don't have the right coaching systems and the right coaches there, and the person that's calling them out to do the better things, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's what Coach D is so phenomenal at doing. And Sam Presti, believing in Coach D and believing in this young group. We've seen a lot of turnover since the various versions. We got all new assistant coaches. We have all new training staff. Like, everything is new for the Thunder. But in the end, the constant is Sam Presti. The way that he organizes this and the direction he wants to go in.
And we get to hear a lot about that in his preseason press conferences. And I hope you guys have all seen that special done by Royce Young called The Path that recently they covered Shea. And there was a little story from one of those press conferences where Sam Presti was talking about the day he traded Russell Westbrook and how he heard the basketball bouncing in the gym. And Shea was in there working his butt off at night. And he thought to himself, if he ever becomes a player, then I need to remember the story and I need to tell people the story. And I think the amazing thing is, right, we all were feeling that way. Every Thunder fan was saying, like, we want to be checking these memories. We want to be cataloging these things for everybody so that they understand. So we remember, so we can tell our children that we saw Shea go from being a guy that nobody knew could be the number one player on a contender to a 30-plus point scorer a night and an MVP candidate. We saw Josh Giddey go from a rookie that people were trashing to the future star of this league in the global sense. Bro,
Yeah, right.
those experiences are what make up our passion.
Yeah, and it goes back, to what we believe in this team. Passion is something that when you believe in something and you buy into it, like you're all in. And I remember the day that Mark called and said, Dave, we should start this podcast. And I kind of laughed. I mean, like the reality of starting a podcast when the team is starting to rebuild, we knew there was dark days coming. We knew that there was going to be hard moments that this team that was going to be rough, but it wasn't about that. We bought into what Sam Presti, we bought into the system. We bought into what we saw from Coach D in the G League. And it was like, this is what we want. We want to be part of this. We don't want to be the people that we should start something and then 6 years later been like, oh, we could have started that and been good at it. Like, this was it, because we recognized that the Oklahoma City Thunder needed a player's voice. And that's where I just love the fact that we have this opportunity to be such a positive podcast for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I'll say 100 times, thank you, Mark, for asking me and encouraging me to do this, because without that, we wouldn't be here. And, the massive amount of thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people that have tuned us in through the years is truly incredible. And I cannot say enough thank you for that.
Thank you, because
anyways.
this would not be anything without you. I know that for damn sure. And like Mwani's saying, 2 years of a rebuild, that's it. When we got into this, bro, we were anticipating a long slog, and we just decided that we were going to be ready for whatever it took, because we were that passionate about the Thunder. We didn't think the team was being covered in a way that was respectful to the team. So we wanted to learn and grow with this team. That was always our passion. And as that's happened, we were horrible
really guys
bad
in the beginning. I mean, it was bad. I mean, don't ever go back and listen to us, please.
As the time has gone on, what's happened is like you said, the people who've come along and started saying, like, you guys are onto something. Yeah, you're goofy. Yeah, you need haircuts, but you're onto something. You have something that you're talking about that people need to hear about. And just the guys who've already showed up on this chat right now, Mwani, Nick, Keelan, James, OK State, OKC, Josh, Jane. I mean, guys, you guys make it worth it. I was like talking to Dave, and we were like, what are we going to do? And we're like, the only thing we want to do is jump on live and share this moment with as many people as we can. Yes, it's, 12 hours late or whatever, but maybe 10. But the point is, like, you guys make this community so fun. You make it so fun to watch every game. Tomorrow, it's just a big celebration, right, Dave?
Yeah, like, we're going to go live tomorrow for the game. Obviously, like we said, we have 5 to 7 guys out. So I'm going to have a bottle of wine, hopefully some beer. I'm just going to get trashed. I hope Mark does the same. And just having a good time and recognizing all this team has done for us this season, and the ups and downs are all worth it. And I'm just going to have fun. So I really hope you guys can join us, and it's going to be a
blast. It's a blast. The season has already been a blast. And then when I woke up today, like many of you guys, we found out we get at least one more game of basketball this year. It's not just 82 games this year. We at least get 83. 83, baby. That's what fucking pumps us up.
Damn.
I've got chills on the inside.
Nick, real quickly, I appreciate those words, man, and thank you for subbing. You know, it's something we don't ask a lot about, but you know, when someone mentions it on here, I'd like to take a minute to say thank you because, you know, we're not everybody's cup of tea, and we recognize that. But when somebody says encouraging things like you, Nick, we like to just point it out and say thank you.
We do appreciate you, and we appreciate everybody. And thank you, Nick, for subscribing. Thank you for saying something. Your comments mean the world to us. We appreciate like the interaction, and we appreciate your positivity. That's what we try to do, is be positive and connect people all around the world. And man, I just feel such great energy going into this, bro. You got anything else to say? Because I mean, I feel terrible. I got to run to eat, but I feel so.
No, man. Keelan, all you guys for stopping in. We really appreciate it. We'll be getting this up as a podcast so that everybody can listen to it in a little bit. But those of you guys that have stopped in, we really do appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the game and the victory.
We love you guys so much, and we cannot wait. Thunder up, everybody.